Welcome to the Green Info Urban Style Podcast with your hosts, Robert Barksdale and Jason Cole. Green Info Urban Style, where we're bridging the gap between clean and green tech in urban and rural communities. And now here are your hosts, Robert Barksdale and Jason Cole.
What up, though? We are here with Green Info Urban Style. Today, we're here to talk about bridging the gap between the urban community and the green sector. With my co-host, Jason Cole, we're here to knock it out. He'll speak in just a second. We have our guest here, Miss Kendall Paul. She's going to talk about her company, what she can do for the community, what her superhero origin story is, and how we can help her get the word out. So, without further ado, Jay, I'll let you go ahead and introduce yourself.
Thank you, Robert Barksdale. Jason Cole, everybody. I'm Robert's co-host in Green Info Urban Style. He brings the professional, I bring the urban.
Bam. Oh, sorry.
Emerald Lagasse, he's in the building.
What? I mean, it's
having
all
fun.
about
Having fun. Let's get to it.
I didn't say anything.
Yes.
Let's go. We good.
So you want to turn it over to our guest and let's hear her origin story?
So before we go,
okay.
One of the things that, I just wanted to make sure that we understand that I have to, Don suggested I do this. We have to make sure we pay the bills. So this is sponsored by Service Spot Solutions. They're our title sponsor. They provide air purification for commercial buildings. So let's go clean some air.
Insert ad here.
Exactly. There's a brief video.
Yeah.
It's about 9 hours long.
No, it's not.
Oh, you got that, the short clip. Gotcha. So we have the short clip that we'll insert and we'll go from there. But without further ado, again, I would like to introduce Ms. Paul. I met her recently at a cohort for shout out to Momentum. And that whole cohort was about becoming bankable for your business. And so we struck up a great conversation. I really liked the format that she has and really was very intrigued by how she can help the community. So without that, I'll introduce Ms. Paul. Take it away.
Hello, Robert. It's great to be here. Thank you for having me.
You're looking out.
All right. So what can I answer for you today?
So tell us about your superhero origin story, because I believe everybody's a superhero. It's just how you use your powers is what it comes down to.
I understand. Yeah, I agree with you. To get into how I got started, I come from a construction family. And mostly everyone in the family that was doing construction were the men in the family. My father, brothers.
What's their names?
Cousins. The list is too long to recall.
Take your time. I'm curious. I've been in construction for 40 years, so I'm curious who your family is.
Last name Paul.
Okay.
So I as one of the females in the family, I was assigned to the gardening. So my first job was at 5 years old selling flowers.
Okay.
And anytime landscaping around the properties or our family home, they always assigned that to me.
Tag, you were it.
Yeah, that was it. And, I didn't have a problem with that, because having Southern families, coming from a Southern family, and they were really into farming and gardening and things of that nature. So we always had vegetable gardens, fruit trees. Growing up in Detroit, it was a time you couldn't walk a block without running into a peach tree or apple tree.
Yeah.
Pear
tree.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
Everyone had fruit trees in their yards. So hopefully we'll bring that back. But growing up in an atmosphere like that, it taught me a lot about the vegetation and the growth of native plants and things here in the state of Michigan.
Okay.
So I learned it at a very early age.
Gotcha. Jay?
I was curious, when did you start your own company after being with your family business?
Well, this company here, SkillSet Construction Landscaping, was started in 2018.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And then when did you get your residential builder's license?
2018.
Okay. All right. So you had a previous life to that.
Yes.
And it was just with the family business, or did you work for corporate America? Anybody else?
No, I had a trucking business.
Yeah?
Yes. I lived in Texas for 16 years.
What parts?
Spring, Texas, just north of Houston.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You ever meet Sylvester, the former
The
mayor?
cat?
No, no,
Oh.
no. The former mayor of Houston.
No.
No. Okay. All right. Just curious.
Why do you know him?
No, unfortunately, I don't. But I am impressed by his work.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Since you got what now you have 19,000.
129 people on my phone. Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
He's got a list of contacts.
Yeah.
And I did have a smaller landscaping company in Texas,
Mm-hmm.
and it gave me a lot of experience with that zone, if you're familiar with that, and it also re-enhanced my appreciation for the landscape of Michigan
Okay.
because we have all 4 seasons.
Yeah, no
Most-
joke.
lot of states don't have that,
No.
and we have very mild winters, even though a lot of people around beg to differ.
Right.
But if you go visit Colorado one time, you'll love the winters we have here.
You know, it's funny you mentioned that. I went to go on a job interview. I got there and literally it snowed. And by the afternoon the snow was gone.
Yeah.
But now here's a kicker for me. Was in Boston end of March.
Mm.
Weather was beautiful.
Yeah.
60 degrees. Loved it.
Yeah.
Flew out that Friday.
Mm-hmm.
That Monday they had 2 feet of snow.
2 feet,
2 feet.
not inches.
Mm-mm.
That's
2
a lot of
feet.
snow.
It was.
Wow.
It was.
Wow.
So always, feel grateful about those times and things that have happened.
Yeah.
So that's a great start to your organization. And you guys have been around since 2018 and the family had the business before and they were just doing construction or
No, the company I have now
Mhm.
was
brand
originally started by myself. Yes.
new? Okay. All right. Good deal. So tell us.
My parents have been deceased for a long time.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
So tell me more about what you do in terms of working in the green space within your company, from the construction to concrete work that you do and landscaping as it goes.
Well, we try to be a one-stop shop for our clientele in terms of providing them with all of the services they need to beautify the exterior of their properties.
Okay.
And we cater it to whatever they need. If they have a shady area that they can't seem to get anything to grow, we'll take care of that. If they have a problem with deer coming around and enjoying an all-you-can-eat buffet from their flower beds, we can take care of that. So, and if they're not at home often and they need plants that don't require a lot of watering, we can do that as well.
So I have, the wife would knock me upside the head, but I have 2 demon dogs and they literally run around the yard and the backyard is trashed.
Mm-hmm.
The one is a digger and then the other one just runs around. We had some peonies in the back. They're gone. It's just, they're gone. So what would you suggest that we might do to help curtail them?
Well, if you don't plan on departing with your demon dogs anytime soon,
No, one's only 2 years old, 2.5 years old, and the other one's just a year and a half.
okay, all right. Well, they're there to stay. They just started.
Yeah. I call them. The dog's name are Ella and Coltrane.
Mm-hmm.
Coltrane believes that he's an attorney and CEO, and Ella is just the princess.
Okay.
So, but she's so snobbish and suspicious of everything. So it's, did I say we're demon dogs? Did I say that out loud?
Demon dogs.
Sorry.
Yes. Yes.
But they are a hoot and they really do offer a lot of excitement. Sometimes not in a positive way, but they do offer excitement.
Well, my recommendation for a client as yourself that has dogs that have destroyed the backyard is to hire us to give you a design of a dog park in your backyard.
Okay.
And it'd be a space just specifically for their pleasure, for their activities.
They would love you.
Yes. They'll have everything they need. And it'll look uniform. It'll look as if it's supposed to be there.
Ella would be suspicious, first of all, but she's suspicious of everything. I think she's like Columbo, Steve McGarrett, and Beretta all rolled up into one.
How old are you?
Like 450 years old, maybe.
Yeah.
That's a crazy question you asked that. You ever seen this? You ever seen this movie called Man from Earth?
No.
It's really a deep movie. It's very, very psychologically. It's a crazy movie. Just check it out. It's
Okay.
out there.
Man from Earth.
Man from Earth.
I think that's a wreck.
He's like 14,000 years old or something like that.
Okay.
It's crazy.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Did I digress?
You did a little bit, but that's okay. So I had some green infrastructure questions.
Oh, go.
Yeah. So being in the space of hardscape, right? Is that what it's called?
Land and hard.
Land and hard. Okay. When you started your business, was it based upon that as the impetus to get it started, or was it just I'm doing construction as a whole?
Well, I've been in landscaping, like I said, since I was 5.
Right.
And the construction part is just in my genes.
Okay.
I can't help it.
Okay.
So,
All right.
Construction and deconstruction.
yeah. So it's throughout acquiring my clientele, I found that, they need both. They're kind of one and the same. If you want sod in your yard, often you might need your walkway replaced, or you might want a new patio or a new deck or a gazebo to go with that.
Yeah.
So why send them off to
Somebody else.
to 10 other contractors when you could do it yourself?
There you go. All right. Do you have a preference, vertical or horizontal construction?
It doesn't matter.
Okay. Whatever pays the bills.
Exactly.
Okay.
Keep
All
the
right.
money flowing.
Okay. All right. And because of the landscape part, and we talked off before the mics got hot about landscape architecture working with you. And so I kind of glean that you do your own design work.
Yes.
Nice. Yeah. Control. I'm not mad at it. Yeah.
That leads to a great possibility. Can you provide us some of those designs that you have, some photos, and we can pass on to our producer, and when we do the final cut, you can put some of your examples up and show people
Your
what you
work.
can do.
Okay. Usually the way our process works is I come to your home
Mhm.
and I take a picture of your house and I give you a design specifically for your property
Okay.
so that you can see what it'll be like, when we finish. And so upon completion, it looks usually like the design, but sometimes the design might give you a spring, summer, fall, and winter look.
Gotcha.
So you may have to wait for the progression of it to really show. However, if you like a personal design, I'll be happy to give it to you.
Okay. Now, on top of that, you guys do sprinklers as well, then, right?
Yes.
Yeah, because that's part of all landscaping and everything.
Yes.
Right?
We do irrigation systems as well, but some of our clients don't want the water bill, and they still want a nice landscape, but they don't want to incur all the additional cost of watering it. So we have what we call grassless lawns. We give you a lawn that doesn't require any grass at all, no chemicals, no fertilizers, no weed killer.
Okay.
And some of our cancer patient clients or often ask for that because it's known that like different
Carcinogenics and all the other
yes,
stuff that's out there.
Yes.
That's great.
Roundup was
Yeah.
I know.
Roundup that was a big lawsuit, Roundup.
Yeah, my cousin and uncle both had cancer. And as far as I know, they're the only ones in the family that's ever had cancer.
Wow.
And they were landscapers in Martinsville, Virginia. I mean, they were huge.
Yeah.
They were out every day slicing and dicing grass around the country, the city. Yeah.
Wow.
So, as you know, with grass, it requires a lot of water,
It does.
a lot of chemicals.
Mhm.
It, chemicals go into our water systems and things, and also the fumes that are emitted when they're being cut all the time.
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
So, it's time to change that. Some other states have already taken steps to rid themselves of the grass.
They
Some
adopted
states,
the policy and everything.
yes, they'll pay you so much per square foot to get rid of your grass
Okay.
because they realize the damage that it's doing to our
Climate?
ecosystem and our
Yeah.
climate.
Wow.
Yes.
I had a question. Preference wise, do you only work on houses or can you work on buildings as well? Commercial.
We have residential and commercial clients.
Nice. Okay.
So are you're not out just, are you also like cutting grass on a regular basis?
We do not cut grass.
There you go.
We will install it. We'll take it out, but we do not.
That's
cut
not
grass.
a part of the wheelhouse.
No.
Okay, I got you. That's a good deal. So, so we also met at, should I mention the zoo? We met there and, they have a landscaping project that they're looking at because everybody has a need to go green or environmentally friendly. Because despite the things that the current federal government is doing,
Yes.
there's really a need. Because when you're in states that no longer offer insurance for homeowners, that's ludicrous.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
first of all, I'm not knocking the insurance companies. It's kind of legalized extortion, but that's my own little preference. But still, at the end of the day, you really need to offer, homeowners what's good for their homes. And if you can't with the climate, that's just.
And you asked about commercial.
Yeah.
Quite a few of our commercial clients, they prefer our grassless lawn designs. Some companies have that little small strip of grass out in the front on the berm.
Yeah.
And it just, it's a constant annoyance.
Yeah.
But we put in a landscape that they don't have to do anything to maintain it.
Okay.
It maintains itself. It might need to maybe be looked after maybe once, no more than twice a year.
Mm-hmm.
But we put in some pretty nice designs throughout the city
Sweet.
where they removing the grass and putting in other things worked out great.
Give me an example or give us an example of one of your projects that you're most proud of that we can all see and drive by and boast about and look at it on a regular basis.
Okay. Well, there's a historical home in Sherwood Forest that we're pretty proud of that. We've been working on that one for several years, but it doesn't have any grass at all. Drought tolerant plantings. There's over 50,000 perennials in that yard, and it's constantly changing. The neighbors love it because every week or two, with perennials, they pop up and they die away. So every couple of weeks, it's always
Something
different,
new.
Yeah, it's always a different look going on, and they really appreciate that.
So it's a show.
Yes,
And you said Sherwood Forest.
yes.
Okay.
So from a standpoint of looking at, because everybody is visual, right? Because you look at stuff on a regular basis, and that's one of the things that I know my wife likes. She likes greenery, but she also likes color that pops up. My mom used to do not perennials, but the peonies, and we used to get the nice little big bulbs. So I know I kind of like those to be in the yard somewhere. But like I said, the two dogs have taken care of that. This was only, I think it was 8 that we planted, only 2 of them popped back up so far.
Okay.
So I think the rest
Well,
of
you
them.
might be in the market for some raised beds.
Yeah. So actually, there's all kind of possibilities. So I'm sure, with your tutelage, we could definitely do some things that would help us out.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'd be glad to.
Jason, you all right?
Yes. I'm fine. Just par for the course.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So in terms of eco stuff, we talked about that earlier. Is there a comparison between regular cutting or regular grass that's out there? And I guess what I'm asking, what's the pros and cons of putting in the
Grassless to grass.
the grass? Yeah.
Well, with a grassless lawn, there's no need to pay someone to come around and cut anything every week or even every 2 weeks.
So you're saving on money and
You can fire
Maintenance.
that guy.
Wow.
You may only have to cut it maybe once or twice a year tops. No need for fertilizer. No need for watering every day.
Okay.
Depending on what kind you have. So it saves you on water, saves you on maintenance, saves you on everything.
Do you guys do like a maintenance plan for them?
Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So every so often you guys will come out and or sprinkle in something new.
If they need, I mean, most of our clients constantly have us come back anyway for something.
Okay.
So we'll just look on in and let them analyze the situation, see if they need something more.
Okay.
If not, they're happy. No maintenance.
That's important.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because cutting grass is for the birds.
No, it's not.
It is.
Do you cut your own
I
grass?
do not.
Exactly. Okay. All right.
I did it one time.
Okay. One time.
I mean, a few years ago. We were talking, before grass started growing. It was nice. But my parents had, we bought the field next to our home, and it's 160 feet long.
Yeah.
So I used to do that by myself, but it would take like most of the day.
Push or
Push.
ride? Oh,
Push.
There you go. Okay.
Pops wasn't getting to ride more.
No.
Crazy.
Yeah. I mean, what year? What are we talking? What year is it?
40s, maybe.
My God, you weren't born in the 40s.
Oh,
Okay.
let me think about that for a second.
Yeah.
70s, 80s,
There we go.
right around that time.
Yeah, but if I'm not mistaken, the lawnmower was invented by a black man. There you go.
That's what we do. We come up with solutions.
Solutions. Yes. All right. And so this isn't a solution question. It's more of a regional question. Are you just in Detroit or you work in region, state, going in Ohio? Like tell us about the reach of your business.
Well, Metro Detroit, I'll say we're in Wayne and Oakland County.
Okay.
That's where we've been thus far.
Okay. All right. And business is still good?
Yeah.
There were some changes in our economics as of January 20th.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Still going fine.
Okay. Yeah. It unfortunately I fall under DEI, so it literally ended my business.
Okay.
And so that was something I was not expecting. So I was curious about that. Yeah.
It's interesting how it all played out. But from the standpoint of both residential and commercial, you're out challenging or showing people how they can save money by installing the grassless system. Is it really expensive or is it medium? Just in your opinion,
Well, the initial cost can be kind of expensive, but the long term outweighs that.
That's where
by
you get
a
your
long
savings
shot.
at.
Yes.
And do you do analysis to show them how much, if you save it, if you do this, you'll cut out grass cutting, water bills will drop, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
Yes, that can be done.
Okay. All right. That's useful information.
Yeah, and I was curious about because you brought up the cost of the water bill. Do you also do the rain barrel catchment systems as well?
If you like that, we can.
Okay. I was just curious. Yeah. Options.
It's good for your gardens, like your raised gardens, your vegetable gardens.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Do you see most of your clients asking for gardens or vegetable gardens or anything? Or
It varies. We've had clients request butterfly gardens, deer resistant gardens, drought tolerant gardens. So whatever you come up with, we'll make it happen for you.
I know the wife at one time was talking hummingbirds.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
They're coming back. They come back every season. I mean, you didn't know?
No, I don't hang out with hummingbirds. Yeah.
I mean, it's just a culture thing, right?
Yeah. I definitely don't have any culture.
Just float with it. Just feel free.
Sure.
Some people want to attract more bees because they're good for us.
Exactly.
So,
We got a shortage of bees now, right?
mm-hmm.
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
Parasite or
Pesticides.
Thank you.
Okay.
It's funny because you go by, everything's going up, but I used to get a friend of mine had a bee farm, and he would give me huge jars of honey.
Yeah.
I mean, it'd take me like 2 or 3 years to
get
use
through
it, but But he moved away, and I haven't found it. But he was only charging me $50.
That was nice.
Now that thing is like that would be
500. Yeah.
astronomical.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. So, you have any other questions for Kendra?
Love to see you come around the lady construction group. Yeah, you weren't in my phone already. So so what we do with it's called the National Association of Black Women in Construction. We help those ladies identify opportunities. And so we're going to be rolling out some new programming over the next 2 months that should be lucrative. So we'll see if we'll send you an invite. See if it makes sense for your business.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, it's what I do.
Kendra, you have anything else you want to share with the group, or if you had any thoughts?
Any specials? Yeah.
Well, anyone that responds to us and mentions Green Info, we'll give them a free design.
Okay, all right. We'll definitely get your show out as ASAP so that you can get that summer burst that's coming out. So you can move that up and get that done.
All right.
Heck yeah.
Because our goal is not only to help the community, but to help you as well.
Okay. Appreciate
Because
that.
at the end of the day, the straight man will definitely, keep us focused on what's important. Because he likes supporting businesses.
I'm the straight man?
They didn't tell you?
No, not at all. I got nothing but jokes. Yeah.
He didn't get the memo.
No.
That's okay.
Yeah, thanks. Okay.
Well, thanks for coming.
Before we close, today's show. So I was able to sit on a call. I think it was a statewide call for solar, MI Solar, Michigan Solar for All. I had to remember the name of the program. So that money is not going to get touched. It's about $175 million. That'll be coming to the state of Michigan. So we're working with the Michigan Public Service Commission and the Environmental Great Lakes, something, I forget. Eagle. Yeah. Forget the other E. But anyway, and so that for more information to come, and then we're going to do something around some HUD products because unfortunately the Trump-Vance administration took back some dollars for the AmeriCorps program. So we are hurting here in Michigan. So,
yeah,
we got some new fighter jets over at Selfridge. So, but as far as like climate, resiliency, sustainability, it's kind of a give and take.
Yeah. That'll be another show for us.
Yes. Yeah.
So thank you again for coming out. We appreciate it.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.
Hope you had a great time.
Did.
Hope we offered you some avenues to help promote your product, help the community, and provide some good information for the city.
And again, I'm Kendall Paul, SkillSet Construction and Landscaping. Our website is skillsetcl.co. And our number is 313-717-8242.
Got you. But yeah, make sure you get all that information. Our producer will put it in the show so that you can flash it, and we'll be getting you out there.
All right.
Thank you, Donald Robinson.
All right. Without further ado, so thank you again for joining our show. Our whole goal is to make sure that the community gets some great information, and Ms. Paul provided that for us today. Again, it's not just we just don't help small businesses. We help mom and pops, grandparents, anybody out there who has a lawn or needs some landscaping help or construction. We have a great asset right here. Please take advantage of that and join in helping support businesses inside the Detroit proper.
And 10% senior citizen discount.
Hello.
Wow, look out now. Watch out.
Okay.
We making dollars.
Right. So now, me, I'm the association guy. So DAAA, you work with them?
DAAA?
Yeah.
No.
Okay. AARP?
Yes.
All right. Okay. I'm a gang member.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes. What?
You want to talk about the acronym that you just?
Detroit Area Aging Agency or something.
Okay.
But it's basically they're set up across the country, and so we're in D1 or D2 or something. But it's basically Paul Hubbard used to run the organization down at Brewery Park, so Gratiot and Russell, and they help seniors get resources identified. And so that's a great conduit to get you like a channel of business because my mother used to support a program called Grandparents for Grandchildren. And they do great work in the community. Not a whole, they get some acclaim, but for the most part, to help seniors, doesn't matter if you're in home and food, kind of meals on wheels, all the way through jobs and new employable skills. Okay. They do it all. Yeah.
Is there any information that you can think of that would help Kendra out if you pass it on to her? I'm putting you on the spot.
To help Kendra? I don't know about that. No. No, I was thinking of Cross. What the heck is Cross's first name? But he's a professor over at UAD. He has a landscape architecture program. That came to mind because they do some Detroit community development cooperative or something. So I'll send that to her offline. But yeah, that came to mind in the space of, I've got DAAA, they represent seniors. I got UAD and their community outreach program, and then her actual work. Those 2 or 3 things could align into a solution.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Well, thanks again. Appreciate everyone coming out, checking this out. We'll be releasing this episode. The next episode comes out May 12th. You can look us up on Apple and Podbean, and we release them out on LinkedIn as well, and our website, which is www.giurbanstyle.com, and soon to be some other services that are out there. I think,
Apple Podcast.
Apple Podcast. We got that one, and then we're going to make our own up and come out with one like that as well. So we're just going to give it a new name and then go from there. Does that sound cool?
That sounds very cool.
We can make that happen.
Thank you, Don. Oh my God. Does he not remind you? I was like, so kind of, I don't know.
He's the attorney for the group, right? It's not going to happen. Give it up. So thanks again, everyone, for coming out. I appreciate you stepping out and believing in our process. We enjoyed you, and we'll look forward to having you on again, maybe towards the end of the summer.
Okay.
And you can tell us how things played out for you this year and go from there.
Okay, well done.
All right, great.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Thank you for tuning in to this episode of the Green Info Urban Style Podcast with your hosts, Robert Barksdale and Jason Cole. The Green Info Urban Style Podcast is sponsored and brought to you by ServiceBot Solutions and Clean Indoor Air Conversations. ServiceBot Solutions has a specific focus on reshaping the air purification in various industries in response to the challenges posed by COVID-19. With expertise in these areas, we aim to revolutionize how customers perceive and approach these industries. Our dedication to quality, cleanliness, and comfort, along with our customized approach, helps us to stand out in the market. Clean Indoor Air Conversations was created to improve the quality of life in urban communities by increasing awareness of indoor air health through education, proactive monitoring, and actionable solutions, fostering environments that support well-being and resilience. Green Info Urban Style, where we're bridging the gap between clean and green tech in urban and rural communities.